since I'm out here in good old Tecopa, then you guys know I have to go see my dear friend Ross, the one-legged miner. That's right, if you guys don't know who he is, he owns the Tecopa mines out here in Tecopa. And he has his own channel, so go check it out. It's called Tecopa Mines. So I got my aunt in town. You know, she came to come visit me while I was out here in Tecopa and go to the event with me and everything and enjoy the hot springs. And my aunt has never been in a mine before. And we like to keep this tradition, me and her, of where she gets to do a lot of first things with me. She's gotten to see a lot of new places since I've been out here on this road traveling, flying out to come visit me. And I always make sure that when she comes out to come visit me, it's always in a place that she's never been. So why not take her to go see some mines and get a tour of the mines? And then plus Ross invited us to come take a mine tour. So that's where we're heading now. And I got some friends going with me. You guys all know Miss Desert Deb and her boyfriend Zeb, and then my friend Jennifer. They're in the car behind us, and he was nice enough to let me bring my friends too, and we're gonna go do a mine tour. And yes, you guys see my hair's down. I don't have my hair up, and the reason why I don't have my hair up is because I know Mr. Ross is gonna make me put on a freaking helmet to go walk through those mines, because you have to wear a helmet for safety walking through those mines. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm just kidding.
Hi, folks.
This is Ross. He's the owner of Tecopa Mines out here. So he's going to give me and my friends and my aunt a tour, just a small little tour of one of the mines out here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the mines out here?
Sure. We've got 4 mines on the property out here. Between them, they span about 20 miles of underground workings. They go down as deep as 1,200 feet. And most of them do connect. So they mined for 82 years out here. A lot of work, a lot of stuff. Let me get this hat off. Cast and shadow. But yeah, this area was pivotal to the history of the Tecopa area. For one time, Tecopa actually was out here. The old company town was Tecopa itself for a while, and now it's back where it is. But these mines employed thousands of people over the years, and gave a lot of new immigrants and people to the area a fresh start in life and a chance to make their fortunes and move on. And now the mines are played out, or not played out rather, they've shut down in 1957. There's still plenty of ore down there, but we're here to tell the story and preserve what's left, and hopefully keep it alive for future generations.
My favorite part of coming up here to see Ross, it's not the mines and it's not Ross. It's the precious little babies. The precious little babies. Look at this one. Yeah, say hi. Hi. You guys know me and dogs. Look at them. Hi. Hey, no. They got the best life in the world. Best life in the world. There's another one running around here somewhere. What are you doing? Can you get out of my Jeep, please? Can you get, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am? What are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? Uh-oh, here comes your daddy. You're in trouble. Oh, you are in trouble. Daddy's here. Daddy's here.
Cleo freaking Patrick, get out of there. Come on. Let's go. Move it. Good girl.
What, you want to play golf? Huh? You want to go get golf?
We don't want to disturb the little bat.
Okay, we all just had to like look down to the ground because there was a bat. You know how hard that was to not look up at the bat. Is everybody excited? Everybody ready?
So excited.
How about you over there, Deb? You ready?
Very excited.
This area has gotten a lot more stuff in it since the last time I was here with Sarah here, where we had nothing back then.
I'm already noticing like a huge difference in a lot of things for sure.
Yeah, a lot of artifact we got in here now, old period equipment. Now, back when this mine was worked, 1875 through about 1900 or so, the miners worked with candles. They didn't have electric lights. They never had electric lights. From about 1900 to 1930, they used carbide lamps like these guys down here. Here's a non-working carbide lamp. And this would generate about 7 to 9 candle power. And then they came up with the battery-powered electric lamps, but this mine was already closed by then, so they never had any of those here. Now, if we can all coordinate everybody turning off their lights, we'll light up one of the old miners' candles and see what it used to be like. So reach up, and on the side of your lights, you do have a button. Just press the button.
Where is it?
It's on the side of your lamp.
And I'd imagine these would probably be what?
Your light's on.
A couple feet apart from each other, all the way down there.
Every miner would have one.
Oh, okay.
Now you can just see, even in the space we're in, if you look around, it's really not that bad. You can see from this. This was all dug out with hand tools, picks, shovels, hammers, low explosive, black powder dynamite, by candles. And here's where the miners have been working. Because the ore body goes down on an angle. They're down in there. They're propped across those stalls over there. And they're down there balancing on boards across those, trying to chip away at some more of this stuff and break the rock loose and send it on down below. There's another level below us, 100 feet down, the 300 level. We're on the 200 level now.
Oh, wow.
These are some of the drills the miners would have used back in the day. Now, initially, they would have used a drill steel like this, where the miner would hold it up and hit it with a hammer, and then he'd turn it every hit, quarter of a turn. And when he got it in there good, they'd do a thing called double jack, where one guy would hold it and the other guy would hit it. And the one guy holding it's got to turn it. They're trying to do about 60 beats a minute, one hit every second. And when he wants the guy to stop swinging the hammer, he puts his hand over the end like this and hopes he's paying attention.
Wow.
Of course, you hit your front of the hand, you're holding it next. So now, they did that right up until the turn of the century, a little afterwards. And then they came up with these compressed air powered drills that could do a lot more drilling. So we got like this drifter down here, which would drill horizontal tunnels, this stoper, which would drill up. Now the problem with these is they also generated an awful lot of dust. And the miners eventually would breathe in that rock dust every day. They'd get a little thing called silicosis, where all the rock particles would fill their lungs and they would die. So to stop that, or at least lessen it, they modernized the drills a little bit so now they now run water through them too, and the water keeps the dust down, water helps the bits last a little longer, and the miners don't all die off, and then you got to get new ones. So. And here's a hole from one of the old miners' drills. That would have been one of the pneumatic compressed air drills making that, because the sides are kind of smooth. Ideally, it was supposed to blow this section down here, but for whatever reason, it did not. So. This is just a little bit of it. It's not really high grade stuff, but the yellow orange is iron ore. Some of the dark shiny stuff you see interspaced in here is our galena, which is a lead silver compound right here. The green you see up here is chrysocolla, which is copper. And you've also got zinc in here somewhere too, and maybe a little manganese. A little rays up there where they were chasing a promising looking vein. Probably this stuff right here, a little low grade. But looks like it didn't play out, so they stopped. Now, this drift over here, another trail that goes back off that way a bit, it obviously didn't pan out, so they stopped, and then they started backfilling with all the other waste rock from other areas, so they didn't haul the waste rock all the way out. It's easier to put it in here. Now, when I first got out here, I thought that was lazy, but once I started having to move the rock myself, I realized it was the best idea ever, because rock is heavy. Now, this area here, we can see we got there's some nice ore in these pieces that are down over here. And if we look up above, we got some really good, galena back in here. So this is a profitable section of rock right up in here. Good stuff. But we also have a lot of fractures up in here. This whole area is kind of loose and unsupported, so it was. They realized this is probably not a good area to keep working, so for safety's sake, they stopped. It's also why I'm standing here, not where you are.
Don't tell me he's got it.
Really good.
Ta-da!
Oh, can we all get in it? You got the ride?
No!
Are you pushing?
Nah, I'm on the wrong side, darn it. But yeah, this is a vintage mine ore car. Period to the early days. This would be a 1-ton car by definition. Kind of a rough guesstimate how much ore or rock you put in it. I mean, some rock's heavier, some rock is lighter. We recovered this from Vegas last year, brought it up here, had to take it all apart, bring it in here in 2 pieces, put it together where you're standing there. It took us 2 days to get this thing back in here and on the track.
Definition of ore.
A mineral is more or less like the scientific composition. If it's like table salt and calcium chloride.
Right.
You know, and limestone calcium carbonate. Now, an ore is just rock that has commercial value. You know, it may be just for its mineral content, it may be a particular metal, or, you know, what, even things just, you know, some industrial purpose, like, you know, abrasive sand for making sandpaper or something. And a rock is composed of minerals. Many times something like granite, well, you've got quartz in it, you've usually got feldspar and mica, like, you know, little black flakes or whatever. And so a rock is what you see, a mineral is its actual components from a kind of a scientific standpoint, you know, what specific compounds are in it and the crystal structure.
Yep, I'll see it.
Somebody's campfire.
Dun dun dun.
There she is.
I've never seen
It's another reason why I wait.
my friend was there as a
Could probably bake
You're pretty much everywhere. I think she likes you better. Where's Pat? We lost Pat?
Oh, yeah, she,
Well, here's the man to talk to you about this stuff, because kind of the opposite direction.
well, it is. The other end of that pipe comes up right here.
So Robin back here actually used to be a miner. So I'm going to do the rest of this tour right here and hope I can get a little bit of more inside history of the mining. So, yes. Oh, you want to say hi, Robin? Say hello.
Hello. See the little circular pattern here? That was where the drill bottomed out. When they blasted it, just sheared off right here.
That there is a miner's cap we just found.
I noticed that stuff because I used to do drilling, and so I kind of look at the patterns of things and try to figure out what they were doing. Yeah, there are interesting things that you see when you're in a tunnel system like this, because the various formations and whatnot that you probably really wouldn't see clearly on the surface because of the weathering, the vegetation and whatnot, but here they're exposed. See the slip face, the fault, one piece of ground is moving against another. This rock here is all shattered by the movement, but it's smooth, just polished here. A lot of this is volcanic mud. I mean, that's something you wouldn't...
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that except in a place like Yellowstone, but yeah, there's a little bit of it just squeezed up in the cracks, and it's preserved here. And that leaves pathways for, well, it's fluid. You wouldn't call it water, but hydrothermal, all kinds of minerals dissolved in, really hot and under a lot of pressure, so it doesn't blow off the steam. And that stuff worms its way through these crevices. When it finds an opening and something maybe to react with. And in this case, the wall rock is mainly dolomite, which is a form of just dirty, like muddy limestone. But lime is basic. The sulfides, which is mostly what the hydrothermal fluids are normally acidic. And so those two will react, and that's why you come into one of these ore bodies, there will be the black, shiny crystals, the lead sulfide, galena is a mineral, and silver being very similar to lead chemically, those two will be mixed together. That was the major metals that they were mining here. As it reacts further, the basic limestone, carbonate being, on the basic side, you'll start getting like lead carbonate. That was another one of the major minerals in the lead ore. Now, it'll be kind of chalky or amorphous, basically meaning it doesn't really have much of a crystal form. It just forms and it's like a mud and, gets left behind without any particular form to it. There's probably about an equal proportion in these mines of the lead carbonate and the lead sulfide. The sulfide is easy to see because it's dark and shiny and, heavy. There were traces of gold, not a whole lot, but when you refine a bunch of metal, it doesn't have to be very much concentration to end up being part of the payoff from the smelters. So they were paid for lead, which was their biggest product, silver, some gold, some iron. At the fringes of these formations, the iron salts are more soluble, and so they tended to bleed out farther. And so when you find an ore body in here, usually you see all this red and kind of yellow, rusty stuff around where they've mined it out, but they leave that behind. It's kind of like crust on the bread. It's a good indicator. It shows that the fluid has been there, so there are metals present. Doesn't tell you you're going to get money from it, but usually when he encountered that, they dug into it just to see if there was anything more in it. So we see a lot of the little pockets that have all those bright, orange and yellow, and it's rust. It's iron oxide or iron carbonate, which again, that's a pretty highly oxidized form of iron. But the smelters actually paid them for iron, and there was some zinc. That's, again, not uncommon to occur with lead deposits. And the smelters actually paid the company for all 5 metals.
Wow.
Not much to look at right here, but other than these walls.
So how long do you stay up here when you come up here and help Ross out? Do I go this way?
Well, let's see. Yeah, that'd be the way.
Okay.
Usually a couple of weeks at a time.
Okay.
It's a long trip.
How long ago was it that you were doing the mining?
Well, I kind of got into drilling and blasting back in the 60s. When, well, I was just a student at the time, but it was something I was interested in and kind of helped some people out. And so I started doing it stuff on my own. And that was how I kind of got acquainted with the man that was the watchman for the Anaconda Company for a while, lived down in one of the old company houses. And it was John Came. He was an old Hollywood character actor.
Oh, wow.
World War II veteran, had the scars to show it and all that, but he retired out here and he was a prospector. He had claims here and there. And I did some drilling work for him, sampling. And I enjoyed it. A hard thing to make money at, but I've always been interested since I was a little kid. You look at the ground and, well, I wonder, yeah, that's the part I can see what's underneath. So every time I've had a chance to get underground or start picking around with the rocks, I did it. Worked for a little while with a precious metal company refining gold and silver. When we found out that Ross had bought these mines and was trying to restore things, I've collected a bunch of old junk over the years, and that's a better place. My kids aren't interested in it. I'll bring it back where people can learn from it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh.
So Dan and I came out here, I guess a couple of years ago now, and we've been coming back ever since.
That's awesome. Very awesome.